Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about a huge mindset shift when it comes to building wealth. We're getting away from the old idea of just trading your hours for dollars, and we're jumping headfirst into the world of creating automated systems that can generate income for you, well, pretty much around the clock.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. How do you actually make your money? Think about it. For most of us, it's a direct trade, right? You put in the time, you get a paycheck. But what if that whole model is kind of broken? What if there's a much smarter, more leveraged way to build real lasting wealth?
This slide just lays it all out, plain and simple. On one side, you've got the bucket carrier. Their income is tied directly to the work they do. If they stop carrying buckets, maybe they get sick or just want to take a vacation, the money stops. You're always on the hamster wheel. But then you've got the pipeline builder. They put in the work upfront to build an asset, a system that delivers value over and over again. They work smarter to create leveraged income and, actual long-term security. To really let this idea sink in, there's a classic story that just nails this concept perfectly. It's called the parable of the pipeline. You've got two buddies, Pablo and Bruno, and their job is to carry buckets of water for money. Bruno, he's happy enough, the pay is decent. But Pablo, he starts to see the trap. He knows there has to be a better way. So in his spare time, he starts building a pipeline. While Bruno's kicking back after work, Pablo is out there digging. And get this, the villagers all make fun of him, but he keeps going. And then one day, it's done. The pipeline brings a constant flow of water to the village, and just like that, Bruno's job is gone. Pablo didn't just get a better job, he built an asset that worked for him. And we can't just brush past that part about everyone mocking him. Pablo the Pipeline Man wasn't a compliment, it was an insult. This quote is so true for anyone trying to build something new. If people think your idea is a little nuts, you're probably onto something really big. Your belief in what you're doing has to be louder than their doubt.
Okay, but here's where the story takes a really critical turn. Because building that pipeline, believe it or not, is only half the battle. Just because you have a lot of money coming in, that doesn't automatically mean you're wealthy. What really counts is what you do with the money once it starts flowing. I mean, just look at Michael Jackson, a genius, an icon who earned hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in his lifetime. And yet, when he passed away, reports said he was $500 million in debt. How is that even possible? It's not about how much you earn, it's about how you manage it.
And this isn't a one-off thing. This story repeats itself over and over. A famous actor with a huge mansion and a fleet of cars who loses it all. A game show winner who blows through $1 million in just a few years. These aren't just sad stories. They're powerful lessons. At the end of the day, wealth isn't about the size of your paycheck. It's about the systems you have in place. Systems for earning and for managing your money. So, what does a pipeline look like today in the 21st century? Well, we're not talking about digging trenches anymore. Oh no, today's pipelines are digital. They're built with AI, data, and automation. We call this an AI flywheel. Think of it as a system of digital tools that are all connected. When one thing happens, it automatically triggers the next step and the next and the next. Just like Pablo's pipeline created that steady flow of water, an AI flywheel creates a steady flow of business, of customers, and of revenue. But here's where a lot of people get it wrong. They use all these amazing new tools, but they use them separately. One app for finding leads, another for sending emails, a third for taking payments. That's not a pipeline. That's just carrying digital buckets. You're still doing all the heavy lifting yourself. The real magic happens when you connect all these dots. Imagine a system where a new lead comes in and automatically gets a personalized email. Then they're nurtured over time, they get sent a proposal, and they can pay you right then and there, all while you're focused on other things. Or, even better, while you're sleeping. Now that's a pipeline. And hey, this isn't just a nice idea. The numbers back it up. Almost 90% of companies are using AI in some way. But look at this. Only about a third of them are actually scaling it successfully. So what's the difference? What's the secret sauce for that top third? It's the gap between just using tools and building a fully integrated system. So how do you actually build one of these things? You might be thinking this sounds super complicated, that you need a whole team of programmers, but the amazing thing is you can start building your own automated system today, and you don't even need to know how to code. Okay, let's walk through a simple flywheel. First up, you need leads. Instead of spending hours hunting for people, a tool like Apollo can find hundreds of perfect contacts for you. Great.
Next, you gotta nurture them. A tool like Brevo can send out personalized emails automatically. Once they're interested, Gamma helps you whip up a professional proposal in minutes. Then, you need to get paid. Stripe makes that process seamless. And if you're selling something digital, Gumroad can deliver it for you automatically. And here's the most important part, the magic glue. A tool like Zapier connects everything together, making sure every single step flows perfectly into the next without you lifting a finger.
And once all those pieces are connected and talking to each other, bam, that's it. You've done it. You've officially gone from being a bucket carrier to a pipeline builder. You've created a system that is out there working for you 24/7, finding leads, building relationships, and creating value even when you're not at your desk. Look, the tech to build these systems is cheaper and more accessible than it has ever been. The biggest barrier isn't skill or money. It's mindset. It's making the choice to stop carrying buckets. So the real question isn't if you can build a pipeline, it's what kind of pipeline are you going to start building today? Thanks for watching.